I found a hidden camera in our bedroom. My wife was recording, everything was looking for my phone charger under the bed when I found something that changed everything, a hidden camera pointed at our bed. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe and like, it really helps the channel grow. Thank you. I'm sitting in a police station right now, giving a statement, and I still can't believe this is my life. 3 hours ago, I was a normal guy with a normal marriage, and now I'm filing a criminal complaint against my own wife for invasion of privacy and distribution of intimate images without consent. My name is Jake, and I'm 32 years old, and this morning I discovered that my wife of 4 years has been secretly recording our most intimate moments and selling them online to strangers, and I had absolutely no idea until I found the camera hidden in our bedroom. Let me start from the beginning because even now my hand is shaking as I try to process what happened. My wife, Ashley, and I met 5 years ago through mutual friends, and we hit it off immediately. She was beautiful and funny, and we had this instant chemistry that made me think she was the one. We dated for about a year before I proposed and got married shortly after. Our marriage seemed great. We rarely fought. We had good jobs. We were talking about buying a house and starting a family. I thought we were happy. I thought I knew her, but this morning I discovered I didn't know her at all. It started so innocuously. I was running late for work and couldn't find my phone charger. I'd plugged in the night before, but it wasn't by the bedside table where I usually leave it. Ashley had already left for work, so I was alone in the apartment searching everywhere. I checked the nightstand drawers, looked behind furniture, got down on my hands and knees to look under the bed thinking maybe it had fallen. That's when I saw it. Tucked in the corner under our bed was a small black device that looked like a phone charger, but something about it seemed off. It had a tiny lens on the front, barely visible, and a small red light that was blinking. I pulled it out and examined it closer, and my stomach dropped when I realized what it was. It was a hidden camera, a spy camera disguised as a USB charger, pointed directly at our bed. My first thought was that someone had broken in, that we had a stalker, that someone was spying on us. I immediately checked the apartment for signs of forced entry, but everything was locked and secure. Then I checked the camera itself. It had a micro SD card inside it, which meant it was recording locally, not streaming. I pulled out the card and put it in my laptop, and what I found made me want to throw up. There were hundreds of video files, all time-stamped, going back months, the earliest. Ones were from 6 months ago. I clicked on a recent file, and there we were, Ashley and me, in our most private, intimate moments, recorded in HD video without my knowledge or consent. I fast-forwarded through several files, and they were all the same. Recordings of us in our bedroom, sleeping, changing clothes, being intimate, everything, every single private moment captured on camera. I felt violated and angry and confused. Who did this and why? But then I noticed something that made my blood run cold. In several of the videos, I could see Ashley adjusting the camera angle. In one clip from 3 months ago, she's clearly positioning the device to get a better view of the bed. She knew about the camera. She's the one who planted it. My own wife had been secretly recording us. I sat there staring at my laptop screen, trying to make sense of this. Why would Ashley do this? Was she suspicious of me? Did she think I was cheating and wanted evidence? But that didn't make sense because the camera was always pointed at the bed when we were both there together. It wasn't surveillance to catch me doing something wrong. It was recording both of us, our intimate moments. Why would she want that? Then I saw a folder on the SD card labeled Uploads, and when I opened it, my world completely fell apart. Inside were dozens of video files with titles like Couple Bedroom Fun and Husband Doesn't Know He's Being Filmed, and each file had a date and a dollar amount next to it. $200, $300, $500. She was selling our intimate videos online. I couldn't breathe. I literally couldn't catch my breath. My wife had been recording our private intimate moments for 6 months and selling them to strangers on the internet. Thousands of people had watched videos of us without my knowledge or consent. Our most vulnerable private moments have been commodified and sold for profit, and I had no idea. I felt sick. I felt violated in a way I can't even describe. This wasn't just betrayal, this was something criminal. This was a complete invasion of my privacy and my body and my trust. I called Ashley immediately, and she answered cheerfully asking what's up. I asked her to come home right now, that it was an emergency. She asked if I was okay, and I said, just come home now. She must have heard something in my voice because she said she'd be there in 20 minutes. Those 20 minutes felt like hours. I paced around our apartment, looking at everything differently. How long had she been doing this? Was this the only camera? I started searching the entire apartment and found 2 more, one hidden in the bathroom, disguised as an air freshener pointed at the shower, and another in the living room inside a decorative book on the shelf. She'd been recording me everywhere. Every moment in our home had been captured and potentially sold. When Ashley walked through the door, I was sitting on a couch with all three cameras laid out on the coffee table and my laptop open showing one of the video files. Her face went white. She immediately started crying and saying she could explain. I asked her to explain how she could justify secretly recording me and selling intimate videos of us online without my consent. She collapsed into a chair, and through her tears, she told me everything. It started about 8 months ago when she found this online community of people who sell amateur adult content. She was curious and started reading about how much money people made. Some creators were making thousands of dollars a month just from selling videos of themselves. She created an account and started browsing, and that's when she got the idea. What if she recorded us? She said she told herself it wasn't a big deal, that couples do this kind of thing all the time, that it was just video and no one would know who we were. She bought the hidden cameras online and set them up around the apartment. She said the first time she uploaded a video and someone bought it for $200, she felt guilty, but also excited. It was easy money and no one got hurt. So she kept doing it. She'd record us, edit the videos to blur our faces somewhat, and upload them to her account. Over 6 months, she'd made over $40,000 selling videos of us without my knowledge. I asked her how she could possibly think this was okay, how she could violate my privacy and my consent like this. She said she knew it was wrong, but she kept justifying it to herself. She said we needed the money for the house down payment we were saving for. She said she was going to tell me eventually, but didn't know how. She said she never thought I'd find out, and if I never knew, then what was the harm? I told her the harm was that she violated my bodily autonomy, that she recorded me in my most vulnerable intimate moments without my consent and distributed those recordings to strangers, that thousands of people have seen videos of me that I never agreed to share, that I can never get that privacy back. She kept apologizing and saying she'd delete everything, but I told her it's too late. Those videos are out there forever. She broke down completely and begged me not to call the police. Said she'd do anything to make it right. But I couldn't just let this go. This wasn't just a relationship problem. This was a crime. She had committed multiple crimes: invasion of privacy, recording without consent, distribution of intimate images, potentially even some kind of fraud or coercion. I told her I was calling the police, and she begged me not to, said she'd lose her job, that she'd go to jail, that her life would be ruined. I told her she should have thought about that before she decided to turn our private life into a commodity. I called the police, and within an hour there were officers at our apartment taking statements and collecting evidence. The police told me that what Ashley did is a serious crime in our state. Recording someone in a private setting without consent is illegal. Distributing intimate images without consent is illegal, and profiting from those images makes it even worse. They arrested Ashley right there in our living room. She was crying and hyperventilating as they put handcuffs on her. Part of me felt sorry for her, because despite everything I'd love this person, but a bigger part of me felt nothing but anger and betrayal. She'd stolen something from me that I can never get back. My privacy, my dignity, my trust. How do you recover from that? The police also told me that they'd need to investigate how widespread the distribution was. They'd have to contact the website where she was selling the videos, try to get them removed, identify anyone who purchased them. It's an ongoing investigation and could take months. They also told me that in cases like this, it's nearly impossible to completely remove content from the internet. Once it's out there, it's out there. People download it, share it, repost it. I'll probably never know the full extent of how many people have seen those videos of me. That thought makes me want to throw up. Ashley is currently in jail waiting for bail to be set. She'll likely face multiple felony charges and could go to prison for several years. Her family has been calling me nonstop asking me to drop the charges, saying she made a mistake, saying I'm ruining her life. But what about my life? What about what she did to me? I didn't ask for any of this. I'm the victim here. I'm also filing for divorce, obviously. Our marriage is over. How could I ever trust her again after this? How could I ever be intimate with anyone again, knowing that my most private moments were violated and sold? I've had to tell my family what happened because it might become public once the case goes to trial. Telling my parents that their daughter-in-law secretly recorded me in intimate situations and sold the videos online was one of the most humiliating conversations I've ever had. My mom cried. My dad was furious. They're supportive, but I can see the pity in their eyes, and I hate it. I hate that this happened to me. I hate that I'm a victim of something so invasive and violating. I've also had to see a therapist because I'm having severe anxiety and trust issues now. I feel paranoid in my own home. I check every room for cameras. I cover my laptop webcam. I feel like I'm being watched all the time. The therapist says this is normal after such a violation and that it'll take time to feel safe again. But right now, I don't know if I'll ever feel safe. Ashley took that from me. She took my sense of security and privacy in what should have been my safest space, my own home. The hardest part is processing the betrayal. This wasn't a one-time mistake or a moment of poor judgment. This was calculated and ongoing for 6 months. Every time we were intimate, she knew it was being recorded. Every time I walked around our apartment thinking I was in private, she knew I was being filmed. She looked me in the eye every single day and lied through omission. She kissed me goodnight, knowing she was selling videos of us online. How do you do that to someone you claim to love? How do you violate someone so completely and still sleep next to them every night? I keep thinking about all the times over the last 6 months when Ashley seemed stressed or guilty about something. Now I know why. She was carrying this huge secret and living this double life. And I was completely oblivious. I trusted her completely. I never would have suspected she was capable of something like this. That's what makes it so devastating. The person I thought I knew was a complete stranger. The person I trusted most in the world was the one violating me. The police investigation is ongoing, and I've had to provide testimony and evidence. They've seized Ashley's computer and phone and found her account on the website where she was selling content. She'd uploaded over 100 videos. Some of them have been downloaded hundreds of times. The website has since removed her account and taken down the videos, but as the police said, that doesn't mean they're gone from the internet. People save things, share things. Those videos of me will probably exist somewhere online forever, and there's nothing I can do about it. I've also learned that Ashley wasn't alone in this. She was part of an online community of people who do this kind of thing. There are forums and groups where people share tips on how to secretly record partners, where to hide cameras, how to edit videos to make them sellable while avoiding detection. It's a whole underground network, and apparently it's more common than I ever imagined. That's terrifying to me. How many other people out there are being recorded without their knowledge by partners they trust? How many other victims don't even know they're victims yet? Ashley's lawyer has reached out to see if I'd be willing to make some kind of deal, drop the criminal charges in exchange for her pleading guilty to lesser charges or agreeing to some kind of restitution. But I'm not interested. What she did was a crime, and she needs to face the full consequences. Money can't fix this. A plea deal can't fix this. My privacy was stolen and commodified, and there's no making that right. The only thing I can do is make sure she faces justice for what she did and hopefully prevent her from doing this to anyone else in the future. I'm in the process of moving out of our apartment. I can't stay there. Every room feels contaminated now, knowing there are cameras everywhere watching me. I've moved in with my parents temporarily while I look for a new place. It's humiliating at 32 to be back in my childhood bedroom, but I need the support right now. My parents have been great. They're angry on my behalf and supportive and not judgmental. That helps. Friends have been harder. Some are supportive. Others don't seem to fully understand the violation. I've had a few people ask why I'm pressing charges, suggesting that maybe Ashley just made a mistake and I'm overreacting. Those people are no longer my friends. Anyone who can't understand why secretly recording someone and selling intimate videos of them is a serious violation isn't someone I want in my life. This isn't a gray area. This is black and white. What she did was wrong. It was criminal, and I'm well within my rights to pursue charges. The divorce process is just starting, and it's going to be complicated because of the criminal case. Ashley's lawyer is trying to use the divorce as leverage, suggesting that if I agree to certain terms in the divorce, she might be more cooperative in the criminal case. But I'm not playing that game. The two things are separate. The criminal case is about justice for what she did to me. The divorce is about legally ending a marriage that should have never happened. I want nothing from her except to never see her again. I've also had to deal with the possibility that people I know might have seen those videos. They were online for months. Thousands of people downloaded them. What are the odds that someone I know saw them and recognized me despite the blurred faces? It's a constant anxiety. Every time I'm out in public, I wonder if people are looking at me differently, if they know, if they've seen me in my most private, vulnerable moments. It's paranoia, I know, but I can't help it. Ashley took away my ability to control my own image and privacy. My therapist says I'm experiencing symptoms of PTSD, which makes sense. I startle easily. I have nightmares. I have intrusive thoughts about the videos and who might have seen them. I'm hypervigilant about privacy now to an unhealthy degree. I'm working through it, but recovery is slow. Trauma like this doesn't just go away. It changes you. I'm not the same person I was before I found that camera. I'm more suspicious, more guarded, more aware of how easily trust can be violated. The legal process is ongoing and will probably take months. Ashley's trial date hasn't been set yet, but her lawyer is pushing for a plea deal. The prosecutor has told me that given the evidence against her conviction is almost certain if it goes to trial. She recorded herself setting up the cameras. She kept meticulous records of her sales and profits. There's a digital trail that's impossible to deny. Her only real defense is to argue that she didn't understand the legal implications of what she was doing, but ignorance of a law isn't a defense, and the fact that she hid it from me shows she knew it was wrong. I've been asked to provide a victim impact statement for the court, which will be used during sentencing if she's convicted. I'm still working on writing it because it's hard to put into words the full extent of what this has done to me. How do you explain to a judge that your sense of safety and privacy has been permanently damaged? That you'll spend the rest of your life wondering if intimate moments with future partners are truly private, or if somehow, somewhere, there's a camera watching? How? Do you quantify that kind of psychological damage? I'm trying my best, but words feel inadequate. Some people have suggested that I should try to move on and not let this define me. But how do you move on from something like this? My most intimate moments were stolen and sold. My privacy was violated in the worst possible way by the person I trusted most. That's not something you just get over. That's something you have to learn to live with. And I'm trying. I'm in therapy. I'm rebuilding my life. I'm taking steps forward. But this will always be part of my story now. I'll always be the guy whose wife secretly recorded him and sold videos online. What I've learned from this nightmare is that trust is fragile and privacy is precious, and both can be destroyed in an instant by someone who's supposed to love you. I've learned that people are capable of rationalizing terrible things if there's money or benefit involved. I've learned that our laws around digital privacy and consent need to be stronger because cases like mine are becoming more common as technology makes it easier to violate people. And I've learned that recovery from this kind. A violation is possible, but it's not linear and it's not quick. If anyone reading this or listening to this is going through something similar, please know you're not alone. Please know it's not your fault. Please know you deserve justice and support. What happened to you is a crime, and you have every right to pursue charges and protect yourself. Don't let anyone tell you you're overreacting or that it's not a big deal. Your privacy and consent matter. Your bodily autonomy matters. You matter. And there are people and resources available to help you. You will survive this, even though right now it might not feel that way. I'm surviving it one day at a time, and you can too. As for Ashley, I don't know what will happen to her long term. She'll probably go to prison for at least a few years. She'll have a criminal record. Her career is over. Her reputation is destroyed. Part of me feels like that's justice. She violated me so severely that she deserves to face serious consequences. But another part of me just feels sad. Sad that someone I loved was capable of this. Sad that our marriage was built on lies and violations. Sad that it had to end this way. But mostly I just feel relief that the truth came out and I got away from her before she could do any more damage. I'm free now, violated and traumatized, but free. And I'm slowly rebuilding a life where I can feel safe and private again. It's going to take time, but I'll get there. I have to believe that.